how can we possibly recognize one individual of 7 billion just from an image of their face? And it comes from this combination of databases of many, many faces and machines learning the key features that discriminate one face from another, and then rapidly brought to practice as, who are you? That has brought capabilities to many aspects of social interactions that we had not imagined. Facial recognition, language translation, remarkable features. So the genius of Nuritas is that they've brought these same computational algorithms to a different data set, the data of life itself. How do our complex bodily functions work? And perhaps most importantly, when they're not working the way they'd like, can we change an aspect through a simple intervention and shift the way that various biological processes in us are working? The great potential of AI comes from 3 different directions: the computational ability of modern computing, the mathematical algorithms that enable machine learning, and the databases that power the entire process. What we have not been able to accumulate up until now are the databases that can inform machine learning. What's only happening recently is the creation of accurate, sensitive, quantitative databases of all the various molecules that relate to complex processes like health itself. Drug discovery up until now has been limited by small molecules that act very specifically on particular targets, and it's been a successful strategy for certain kind of diseases. In particular, diseases of infectious origin, where microorganisms, viruses are the target, and you want something that very specifically targets those actions and achieves a successful therapeutic elimination. Most of the diseases we're interested in now are disruptions in normal metabolic physiological processes, and small molecules fail in that approach. What Nuritas has recognized is that throughout the evolution of humans, and actually all organisms, is they signal largely with fragments of biopolymers. Peptides are the language of communication within living organisms. So the most successful strategy to improve functioning of complex systems is use the same language they use. Peptides are the language of communication within cells, so a strategy for therapeutic intervention that uses peptides is literally a breakthrough. Up until now, they're too long, too complicated, in fact, structurally too diverse to imagine that we could screen through the number of candidate peptides. With AI, we can do that now. In my experience, small molecule drugs have had their day. The most successful applications of those are behind us. We now need to develop strategies that are more integrative, that look at the complexity of in essence, health, and are able to intervene in ways that are both effective and have minimal side effects, i.e. safe. And Nuritas has developed a strategy that is in many ways unprecedented. They are tackling both of those problems simultaneously, using AI strategies to look at therapeutic efficacy and minimizing side effects by using a completely novel and innovative strategy. Stop pursuing small molecules that hammer a target. Use literally the biology's own communication system, peptides. Assemble multiple peptides into cocktails that gently push health towards a safe and effective outcome. The model that I think of is pushing Jell-O uphill. You can't hammer Jell-O uphill. You need to gently guide it with multiple hands. Our health problems are like pushing Jell-O uphill. Nuritas can solve them. The first generation of small molecule-based drug therapeutics was successful because they addressed broad diseases caused by single infectious organisms. Antibiotics, a magnificent example. As we've moved forward, the challenge is that most of the diseases that are affecting humans today and destroying their quality of life and accelerating death they're not the same in everyone. What we need are therapeutic strategies that are diverse. And this explodes the classic economic model. One drug for everyone. And in this modern world where we have to be able to develop therapeutic solutions that have the precision to work on very specific individuals, we need new computational approaches, both for the diagnostic capability to understand who needs them, and for the therapeutic aspect, what exactly does each individual need to guide them towards greater health. The genius of the Nuritas model is they do both. Artificial intelligence applied to diagnostics and dataset development allows you to appreciate the complexity of diseases among individuals. And the cocktail model of using multiple therapeutic agents, peptides, allows you to tailor the solution to particular conditions. It literally is the future of therapeutic intervention. In my 25 years of studying diet and health from virtually every aspect, the greatest challenge we face is the diversity of humans. Up until now, all we've been able to do is deliver broad guidelines. This is the diet that a population should consume. The challenge is we're not the same. And we differ in our health and our response to diet. That diversity is small but critical to our health. And up until now, it's been impossible to imagine that you could deliver the kind of precision both to the measurement of individual health and to the kinds of interventions that are appropriate for different people. AI provides the magnificent promise of precision health, both from a therapeutic perspective in drugs and a dietary perspective, food. Food is not typically thought of as a candidate for effective therapeutics because in general, it's safe and exerts relatively minor effects relative to therapeutic efficacy. So for drugs targeting a serious disease, you want something that works very effectively. Food is not thought of this as having that capability. But that's because we didn't know its specific targets, we didn't know what, in essence, agents would work on them, and food is so diverse. But now with computational ability that artificial intelligence provides and machine learning, combined with the large databases that are being assembled, we have the opportunity now to look for these literal biological needles in a haystack. We decided to look at an evolutionary model, lactation. The mother-infant pair. Mammalian mothers, including humans, the mother literally dissolves herself to make a complete and comprehensive diet for her infant. If the component of milk is not of value to the infant, the cost of the mother will drive it out of evolution. But if anything in milk helps the success of that healthy infant to be healthier, it's hard to imagine anything that's under more positive selective pressure. That mother-infant pair has been going generation after generation for over 200 million years. So our goal is to understand how milk works. And it's a very complex chemical, biological system, and the traditional approaches of reductionist chemistry and taking components apart and looking at how they work individually simply cannot work. AI holds the potential to allow us to examine milk not only as individual components, but as an ensemble, a cocktail of health benefit. What we have been frustrated by in our research on the overall aspects of health is the fixation on disease. That the vast majority of investment and knowledge about health itself is from the perspective of disease. Something's going wrong, how can we therapeutically intervene? What you'd really like to be able to do is act through prevention. We'd like to be able to act proactively and improve the functions of our immune system, our metabolism, our physiology, our cognition. So we literally stay healthy and don't deteriorate into disease. By shifting and becoming more precise and personal, you have the opportunity to literally strategically build a platform for future health. Personal, precise, and preventative. Very attractive. It's going to require AI to do it, and it's going to require a different strategy, not small molecules. Peptides are a wonderful candidate for that future. Could you imagine that as we control the biological processes that are responsible for disease, we could begin to provide people control literally of their own health? So that the next generation of therapeutics is not simply giving you freedom from disease, it's giving you control of your own health. Control metabolism so you have energy when you want it. Controlling immunity so you have protection when you need it. Controlling physiology so you have function when you'd most like it. The future of pharmaceuticals, the future of therapeutics is not just stopping disease. It's giving people control literally of their own health. That's an attractive future. One of the great challenges of therapeutic discovery is up until now, drug discovery required that you understand precisely how a disease is developing and the specific target that is driving the development of that disease. That has proven to be a daunting task. Literally decades and millions of dollars are necessary to understand each and every target of every disease. In fact, we do not have enough time nor enough money. What we need is to be able to take complex data sets and learn literally how the complex system is failing. One of the things that's emerging from the AI revolution is that through machine learning, computational models informed by high accuracy data sets can literally discover things that the originators of the algorithms didn't even know was true. Since we already know that AI is capable of doing this in other domains of its success, the potential for AI to discover how to intervene in diseases, even though we don't yet know how they work, is spectacular. Given the recent history of drug discovery and the difficulty in literally developing therapeutic strategies that are both effective and safe, suggests that we're on the wrong path, that the complexity of interfacing with a complex biological system, us and our health, and shifting that metabolic physiological process in a net beneficial way without side effects just seems that from a small molecule drug perspective, it's not going to be possible. We have to literally take a completely different strategy. And I think the genius of Nuritas is in two aspects. One is looking at complex systems as an ensemble allows you to target multiple sites in a complex pathway. So instead of trying to bang one target very hard with a single drug, you can literally go after multiple targets, gently pushing the overall process in the right direction. The second thing is Nuritas, because of its computational abilities with AI, isn't limited to a single therapeutic agent, not one drug, but you can start imagining cocktails of peptides that together produce this gentle push in the right direction, combining efficacy and minimal side effects. That has the potential to be a completely new strategy.